Baltimore.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like every time when you boil the crazy, fucked up America down to the individual, it just changes how you look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every person has their different weird story. It's never, simple. Like when we did the virus tour. Remember when Carlos was on the show? We had Carlos on, and there was all this anticipation of Carlos being on the show because of Carlos being, the fucking notorious thief and Rogan and all that shit that happened.
Right.
And so Carlos was coming on the tour, and I remember I was looking on the whack bag on your
the message
group,
board,
and they were all saying, there was all these planned protests, like, somebody was trying to see if they could organize just the entire stadium just walking out silently.
Let me organize an entire stadium.
And so what was going to happen? So,
God bless him for trying. God bless him for trying. No.
Yeah, exactly. And then somebody has a picture, and I think it was Lindsay, your at the time fiance. I don't know if you guys you're married now, right?
Yeah.
So she had this picture of all the comedians at the curtain, like little boys at Christmas trying to peek. Every comedian, I'm trying to look through the curtain while Carlos is on stage.
Oh, wow, that's
it's a great shot.
Yeah, and Carlos, nobody knew what was going to happen, and he went on. The first show was Detroit. I remember all this very clearly. And Detroit went on to a rain of a light shower of booze. And he just fucking murdered, killed. Not only stamped out the booze, but did then another 40 minutes
and killed,
and just destroyed. Same thing in New Jersey.
But he
fucking destroyed. But so Carlos and I flew together to L.A. after the show, and we just happened to sit right next to each other. And I don't know Carlos that well, but I know him. And so I asked him very directly about all that shit, about all the stealing and stuff. And he and I talked for a whole flight about it. And I now have a very complicated view. I'm not sure what the fuck happened, and it's not that he like weaseled his way. It's just that his view of it is complicated. It's he has a narrative. He has a story about what happened with all that stealing stuff, and with Rogan, and with Cosby, and with everybody. It's just really interesting.
I like not knowing the individual
it's
story.
Filthy, and it's complicated, and it's not so easy to point. If you just listen to a person,
I look at the big picture.
Yeah, you can't point at a person and go, "You're just a fucking dirty thief." Fucking Joe Rogan's awesome. You're a piece of shit. Fuck Dane Cook. You're all blah blah blah. It's just too easy. If you meet a person, talk for 5 minutes, you go, "Oh, geez, I can't really say this anymore."
I gotta accent that story too, because he was feeling that energy that the crowd was giving him, and everyone going, "Oh my God, Carlos is on this tour," and we just went, like you said, went to the Rogan thing and all that. When he finished that set, it was a relief of energy.
Yes.
He threw that. I think he does do the microphone throwing it down thing.
Yeah, he does the thing where he jacks off the mic and spits over the top, so it looks like it's coming, and then he throws it on the floor, and it was beautiful.
But there was a little more.
Like a symphony.
There was a little more to it. Night. He really said, "Well, there you go, motherfuckers."
Yeah, exactly. And as a comedian, I was so impressed. We all were that he overcame that, and just by being fucking good. And on the flight home, I said that. What was that like? That was ballsy, and he goes, "I was terrified." And to find out
adrenaline.
That he was really scared, it wasn't because he was like, "Fuck everybody." He was like, "This is the only way through this, because I might get booed and it's gonna suck." He was scared.
There's two people in the back going, "Come on, our silent protest, let's all leave."
Exactly.
Guys, we promised we were gonna. Asshole.
There's a stranger outside the. And then, of course, we move on to Louis C.K., who's setting the world on fire with this fucking Live at the Beacon thing, man. This is every comic is going to do this.
It's doing pretty good.
You think?
It is, right?
I'm not telling anybody how much I'm making.
Right.
I
Don't say a word.
I want to know so bad.
Don't say it. Not a peep.
Well, you're hiding it well with your clothing.
Yes. I know.
Well, that's smart. That's how you do this
Keep the money. No, I'm like one of those beggars that stands outside, and he's got a Mercedes somewhere.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
The news follows them to their apartment.
Let me say this. When I learned that Louis was doing this, I'm like, holy fuck, every comic in America is going to do this. This is brilliant. It's the way to do this, to move forward.
Well, the special has to be good.
Obviously.
Well, that's
and also,
true.
I have a lot of skill sets that help me do this. I produced it and directed it myself.
Right.
I know how to put something like this together.
Right.
And the company that does my show, I just had them. We just didn't accomplish too much at once.
Right.
They're like, don't just have them buy it. Tell them about 50 other things. Get their email address, all this, make them join, force all this shit down your throat.
Yeah.
And then they jack the price up.
Right.
So I made it $5, and you don't every detail we went through with me and the website guy, where it says opt in to the email address, because your choice, do you want to get emails or not? yes is always pre-clicked for you, but we pre-click no, and it says no, leave me alone forever, you fat idiot. That's the choice.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's clicked, so you have to click yes.
And very good.
Most people do.
Or you're not going to get
like 70% of the people click.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And I was reading an article on,
psychology.
you're telling people don't fucking steal this thing.
Yeah. Also, the video is easy to steal because it's nothing. There's nothing on it.
Right.
It's like something I just put it out of my computer and there it is.
Yeah.
You're
There's
very
no
trusting.
DRM on it. There's no anti-piracy. There's no regional. You can get it in anywhere in the world.
It's
rent it on a DVD.
But why'd you do that?
The honor system.
Why'd you do that? Just to make it even easier
to make it a better product. It's like, if you made like a nice product like a nice waffle iron and then you have a big lock on it, but don't use it.
Right. Yeah, it's like the no bouncer at the bar mentality. They know it's a nice place.
I get it, but the other side of that, and I want Louis to explain, is that people can now just steal it and fucking do all sorts of shit.
They can, and all I did was ask him not to. I
know.
said, please don't do that. I'm just a guy.
Right.
And it's
are they?
It's $5. I closed the gap from stealing to honesty to be so small.
But
right.
But are they listening to you and they're not stealing it, right?
Well,
so far
there is one guy that put it up on torrent, and I learned so much from this already. This guy put it up on torrent, and he's getting hammered by people saying, like, some people are saying this has bad quality, like and it's not true.
Oh, so they're
trying to stop him.
So other people don't.
And he wrote this explanation saying, well, hey, you got to understand, I'm really sorry. Like, I feel kind of bad for doing this. But, if we don't have torrent, then we can't afford anything, and torrents help the artist. Oh. The funny thing, though, is that if it pains him at all, he's not stealing it. He's making it available for stealing.
Yeah.
So if it pains him at all, why does he do it?
Yeah.
Right.
But the reason he's doing it is because he has a bunch of videos and stuff. He's got his own career, so he's trying to promote. He's using my thing as a magnet that if
then people go to his thing and
go to his thing and buy his stuff. And I'm sure if somebody pirated his thing, he'd be like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Yeah. So that's actually the main. I'm learning that one of the main reasons that people pirate stuff, like on YouTube, when people post stuff. Like when it first went up, there were 20 videos on YouTube of it. And they were all coming from the same guy who's selling stuff. He's trying to draw people to his channel. So people mostly use, it's very few people that are just like, geez, I really can't afford it.
Right.
I got it.
They're using it to market their own shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Most of the people that would have torrented it. Do you torrent?
No.
I don't know how to do it even.
I got guys down the hall that just steal shit for me.
Yeah. So
and you know what we said earlier, Lou?
Yeah.
When an artist wants $50 for something like that, fuck it, I'll steal it. I'll be completely honest with you. But when you're dropping the price to $5,
$5 is
then it's like, you know what? I'm not going to steal for $5.
$5 for something that nobody has seen yet.
Right.
Like it's not a bargain bin at Walmart.
It's brand new stuff.
Brand new.
Yep.
But you know when an artist is taking advantage of the consumer, and then I swear to you, I'll be honest, I don't feel guilty when I get a free copy here and there.
Well, it's generally not the artist; it's
true. It's the corporation
this
around
is
the
what
artist.
I was talking about this on Reddit. This thing that I only discovered exists yesterday, and I was on it for like a day.
Smut on that one. Too.
Yeah.
Reddit could get your shit to go viral, though.
Yes, but somebody was asking me about the piracy thing and why it's okay when people feel like it's okay to steal. I read this thing that Noam Chomsky said, a very smart liberal asshole guy. I'm just saying asshole for your benefit.
Thank you.
Because I think he's a great guy. But he said that corporations are like superhuman. They're like, because they never die. They're immortal, and they can't be put in jail. They can't be murdered. They can't be hurt. They can't be held accountable. They can't, all this stuff. So that's what they get when they make a corporation. But then the things they also have to deal with is nobody has any sympathy for you.
Right.
Nobody likes you. Nobody trusts you.
Like
nobody feels empathy, like I should be nice to this. It's a fucking corporation. So if you want to make something that infallible, it's also going to be, some people are going to fuck you. I'm taking.
Sure.
Yeah. If I can sell a lot of CDs, I'll become a corporation. I don't give a fuck.
Well, but to me also, I make enough. There's a level where I think that's enough money for me personally. I can make that decision. A corporation can't do that. You literally, if you're the head of a company, you would go to jail for not fleecing the public for every penny they could possibly.
Are you officially the first one to do this? You have to be.
At this level, I think I am. As a comedian.
And I didn't mean to downplay it earlier, because you're right. I mean, you got to have a good act for this to work. Because a lot of guys are going to try what you're doing and they're going to fail miserably.
The second I heard it, that my wife said she was reading and Louis doing this for $5.
Right.
I go, how can we do this with my CD for $4? Where they just click a button.
Yeah.
And I go, and then I just said fucking did iTunes, but it's fucking brilliant because I mean.
Well, it's also smart because you're not going to go to every market, so now these people get a nice chance to see a really good Louis C.K. show.
Yeah, and you can't, because this material isn't ever going to be. I only did it for 2 months to get it ready. And then I dumped it.
And now you're done with it.
So this is the only way you can really see it. Only people like in Raleigh, North Carolina, and wherever the hell I went, Richmond, Virginia, those people saw it live.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny, man.
I'm on to other stuff.
I just saw it.
I was at the taping.
Like 2 nights ago. Yeah, fucking hilarious.
That was a fun
really
show.
Good.
I mean, I did it now because I thought I had the show to do it.
Right.
But it is sort of like, as far as anyone can do it, it's like Steve Martin's bit where he goes, I'm going to teach you how to get $1 million and not pay taxes. First, get $1 million now. That's what you do. Right. So you have to, but everybody can do it on some level. Getting it shot, most comedians don't know how to completely, ground up. I saved an enormous amount by being able to do that myself. Yeah. And I still shot it on red cinematic cameras, and it still looks
great. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to have guys just set up a dumb camera, one shot.
Sure.
And do the exact same thing.
And they'll get,
in their basement.
It's only $5.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
no, it was shot like an HBO special. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So it's
how many
great.
cameras? 3?
6 cameras.
It's amazing.
That's just the other way that I
I've
save
had 6
money.
cameras in my whole life.
Usually you need a whole truck and you need a director to switch between the cameras. But because I know how to do this stuff, I just shot it on 6 different cards. The cameras shoot onto cards.
Yeah.
Dumped the cards onto my computer at home, and then I edited it.
Then you just fucking pull everything up and put it together. And
that replaced that literally saved me about $100,000.
It would have been awkward you being on stage going, go to 3. All right.
But
bring up
the
5.
Ready, 2,
go
take
to 5.
2.
Take 2.
He would probably be able to pull that off. That's the scary part.
As he's doing his show.
Louis is the only, literally, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, you're the only guy at your level in this business that's sort of showing, and showing us the way that it can be done, because everybody doing the kind of shit that Louis is doing right now is doing it. I'm not saying the special idea. I'm just saying I'm going to be a one-stop shop. It's all guys trying to work our way up and punch up to where you're at. And it's so fucking refreshing to see a guy at your level go, fuck the labels, fuck the whatever. I'm going to just do this myself.
Well, it is a better road. It is a better road for you guys, for the young guys. It's a better way to go.
That means
because otherwise you're waiting for some fucking company to give you permission to have an audience, and they decide how you do it. They have the wrong instincts too. Like some people think, well, they're led by greed, so they make you do something really broad and broad appeal. Well, were that they would. Like if only these people were like at least greedy and smart. But they just don't know. They don't understand what people want.
And also, let's not forget,
they don't know what fucking funny is, especially.
No.
And let's not forget, they're also going to edit your shit and take out stuff and take out stuff you really want in there.
Yes.
Because you know it works.
The 6 cameras, I don't understand, because I didn't see it. My wife
One more
watched
than 5.
Billy's special, right? And it was just him with no audience shots. So you can do that. You don't need 6 cameras. It's just to do you with no audience shots, right?
No, you need the different angles to keep the thing moving. So you have cutting off.
I'm just asking.
6
I don't know
cameras.
cameras.
Good.
And
Rich,
also
stop
there's
trying to figure out how to do this cheaper for yourself.
The Jew is trying to figure out how he can do it with 2 cameras.
By the way, you could go and if you get whatever, there's probably somewhere that you can fill a decent room twice. You need to do 2.
Of course.
This is how you do it. Whatever town you are the most popular in,
Poughkeepsie.
you stay. Sure.
On Wednesday.
By the way, there's a theater in Poughkeepsie that's beautiful old theater. There's a Terrytown. There's an opera house. Okay, so you go to one of these towns. You stay away from it for a year while you develop the material, and then you book it for 2 shows. and you fill them up. Not with Comedy Central actually pays to have an audience there.
Yeah.
And they're just morons that they pay.
They're not
to
your
be there.
audience. I've been to a million of those, and they're lining up because it's a free comedy show. And it's like, I've never seen any of these people in my life.
It's horrible. Don't tell me this. Tell him.
You pay for you use the ticket money. By the way, the only thing I did to pay for this thing was tell the jokes.
And you just got me excited because I've been to so many of these Comedy Central tapings, and they don't give a fuck if it's Joe DeRosa's audience. They're looking for people that just look good.
Yeah, they also
so it's like they got to get the females, they got to get the Asians, they got to get the blacks. They don't give a fuck if any of these people ever heard of Joe DeRosa. That's a lot of
women
comedy.
in the audience because they want to get more women to watch Comedy Central, and they sit there kind of grimacing, even on the camera shots. They even use it in the footage of a woman looking up at a comic like, ew. That's really helping.
And then they spend...
They light the fuck out of the room so you can see the audience. And the problem with comedy and lighting, if you're in the dark, you laugh at anything because you know you're anonymous. But when you're lit up and everyone can see you, you're inhibited. You don't laugh.
You're going to choose what you feel like laughing at. And the other thing is, then they take probably close to an hour moving everybody around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so it's the perfect audience. It's like, and I feel bad for you guys. I'm like, this isn't Joe's audience, Rich's audience, whatever.
No. So on this show, we just filled it up, 2,500 people. My people who paid money to see the show, and that money paid for the production.
Right. Did they know
the ticket money paid for everything?
Did they know you were filming for a special?
When I put it on sale, they didn't. I don't even know if we didn't make a thing out of it. We didn't have a warm-up guy go, listen, you really got to go crazy when he comes out, because otherwise it'll be sad. There's no warm-up guy. I didn't even have an opener. I just walked out on stage
you walk out.
before people were done sitting.
I was in the audience, and all of a sudden Lou just walks out, and he goes, no, this is it. The show's starting. People are like, what? I'm still getting my beer. No, this is it. I'm starting right now.
When you're doing comedy on the road,
I loved it.
The host thinks that he's got to get the crowd all crazy. It's not a fucking rodeo.
No, it doesn't make them a better audience.
Just even in a club. Hey, you ready for your head? Look,
I hate when I'm told that we didn't cheer good enough the first time.
Yeah.
Hey, you ready to laugh tonight? Yeah, okay, yeah. I said. Don't fucking try to pull.
It's backwards. You're supposed to entertain me so much that I go crazy.
Right.
You feel
I'm supposed to go so crazy that you entertain me.
You feel exhausted before the comic even comes out. I feel exhausted.
But that's what's so great again about seeing a guy in your position do this, because like what Opie was saying about the standard special audiences, they'll put somebody like me on a special and they'll pay the audience and you'll be king for a day. It doesn't fucking do anything.
No, it doesn't. It does nothing. You know that.
And it's like I was just at a club this weekend and I'm standing in the back and they go, give it up for your headliner, Joe DeRosa, and the 30% applause of people that actually knew who I was. And I'm literally screaming, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, I hate when they do that during the intros.
And here's the other thing with intros, too. You don't, listen, enough with the credit. Nobody gives a fuck. They want you to be funny.
Oh, where they've been seen.
Yeah. Well, you might have recognized. Well,
I like the ones that are forever ago.
For Joe, you'll say you might recognize him if you were in the lobby before the show. But
he's done the Tonight Show with Jack Parr.
Who gives a fuck?
How about sitting in Caroline's and a comic is using us in their credits, and I'm looking at the stage like, maybe we mentioned his name once. I don't know this guy.
I don't remember this guy.
And I'm a credit now. If they're using you.
But that's true. As far as the people not stealing the stuff, part of it is like an ongoing thing because I'm going to keep selling stuff this way. And when I go on tour next, I'm going to try to sell the tickets through my website.
So you need the help of your audience because you're basically telling them, look, if you help me out, I can do more
bring everything down.
So, and that'll make them attack, which I like.
Yeah, because last time I toured, what I made on a month of touring to get up to this thing, I was surprised. I didn't know I was making that much. And I'm looking at what my tickets are. I always keep them low.
Yeah.
I'm making enough money. I don't need to make per show. I don't need to make more money. So to me, the only direction for things to go that for me is for the audience to pay less.
Right.
The less they can pay, the better.
Right.
Because I'm fucking fine. so like I'm looking at everything. Like the two things that are killing the audience are the ticket services, premium charges, and the scalpers.
When did you? I got it. Sorry to interrupt. I got to ask you because you said it. When did you become fine? Because we watched it happen. You exploded.
Well, my version, I get to decide when I'm fine. So, like, I'm not rich.
Right.
I'm not. But I'm supporting myself at a level that I like. And when I go on the road, I'm able to travel comfortably. But I don't have a fortune or a
But
savings.
it went from like you had a 2-year period where it just exploded, right?
Yeah. The last couple of years have been really good, especially this year.
I like how you're saying the special too. That like, hey, this is going to be over real soon. Just you know, I'm not you.
No,
I'm not like you.
I'm not like you at all
hilarious.
Anymore. But when the way I look at it, the thing I'm obsessing now is keep getting the price down, because also that like Ticketmaster, if I put a ticket on sale for $30, like I could probably get like $50 a ticket in a lot of markets or more. A lot of people, Kathy Griffin charges $50 in some place. Like I always look at those things and try to stay under her. Like I try to stay somewhat under tickets of somebody I could probably charge more than. That's my goal.
Right. Okay.
But here's what happens. First of all, like my ticket's $30. Ticketmaster makes it up to like sometimes $55. Like it's almost twice as much.
Crazy.
And then if I drop the tickets too low, they get bought by StubHub in larger bulk because it's a cheaper investment for them. So the fans end up paying more money. And when I buy a Ticketmaster ticket and there's a StubHub ad on the back of it, there's just no way these people aren't fucking helping each other. That like there's got to be some synergy between those companies so that really the same people are getting the money. So this next time I tour, I'm gonna try not to use ticket services and sell the tickets the same way I'm selling this DVD.
Fucking pilot
and
fish.
drop the price down to like fucking $20.
Well, here,
and then you'll have to go to the theater to get the tickets. No fucking, so that it'll be impossible.
Aren't a lot of the theaters
in
cahoots with?
They all are. So some places are Ticketmaster only buildings.
Right.
And when I'm in a city like that has that, I'll have to do another, like if I'm in a city, I won't be able to play the 3,000 seat theater. If it's a Ticketmaster room, I'll have to play the 1,500 twice.
Are you worried about
better, dude?
Are you worried about being blackballed though? Somehow.
Yeah. All of it scares the shit out of me, but it's exciting at 44 to be scared. It's a good feeling.
At that level, you can't at that level. He can always work somewhere and make.
Well, I don't know what other connections they have.
Here's the thing.
Also, the thing I just put up, this DVD, I'm creating a place now.
Yeah.
And I've got a list of people. They all opted in because I gave them a choice. And so when I go on the road, I can tell people where I'm going. And if they come to my website, then anybody who's buying the video for $5 now is investing in the ability. And it's only, and the bottom, it's just me telling jokes. So it's not like I'm fucking giving them anything else. They're not going to get like a DVD player. Yeah. It's just my next joke.
It's a bar.
But next time I go on the road, I will be able to charge. If I created this framework, it'll give me a place. Now, with the video, I was able to avoid AMC Records and Warner Brothers and Comedy Central and all this stuff. So maybe I can step aside from Ticketmaster. It's hard. It's not easy to do.
Are you going to get the same audience watching it?
I think so.
In numbers, I mean numbers.
We'll see. You mean watching this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
compared to what you've done with HBO and Comedy Central.
Comedy specials don't have a great place to be. There's thousands of them on Comedy Central, and they're just on. And most people watching them are, in jail, or they can't get at the fucking. They didn't give them a remote. Nobody's watching.
It means nothing anymore.
If you ever interview with agents, like when you're looking for a new agent, and I've had this conversation every single time. They say, "Hey, here's the advantage of signing with me. My other clients are this director, Quentin Tarantino. I represent." Fucking whoever. I can't think of any. Peter Bogdanovich. And if you sign with me, I will horn you into I'll get you onto his movies. And then I go, well, if I make a movie, do I have to fucking hire your clients? No, I would never do that.
Wait a minute.
But I'm your favorite person in the world? Right. And you don't even have me yet?
Fucking asshole.
You're a liar.
You're just a liar, right?
That's amazing.
Well, aren't they all?
When a show ends now and they squeeze the credits, and they roll them at a fucking 1,000 miles an hour, you can't even see them. And the next show is starting above the credits already.
Yes.
It's like because they can't put a commercial in there anymore. No. And if you remember when I was growing up, with the fucking 3 channels, it was like a fuckload of commercials at the top of the hour before a show.
That's right.
And that was it. And then
that's what we were talking about. I came in under budget with the special, I've got a bunch of money that I
Louis
expected
C.K. for
to
president,
spend.
I say. Fix this fucking economy.
He's changing the world.
We came in way under, and we have extra money, which I could keep. But then I thought if it's worth, if there's a way to invest it and increase the sales, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe by advertising. That's one thing I thought I could afford to do it. And so I was talking to a guy about it, and he said, well, I was asking him about TV ads, like getting, little clusters of cable ads and stuff. And he said the web advertising is so great. But I'm not going to do it because a TV ad comes on between the shows. You're done watching, and it comes on. And TV ads have been there forever and ever. But a web ad comes on top of a thing you're trying to use.
Yes.
You're trying to use something, and it comes on. And I just know if I make a web ad, I've never clicked on a banner in my life.
No.
I could have a banner that has you, Anthony, on it saying, hey, Louis, there's something I always wanted to tell you.
Please click this. Please, it'll save my family's lives. Yeah.
Now I see your face in front of something I'm trying to jack off.
Fucking Anthony.
Yeah. Come on, man.
It instantly makes you
It's
pissed
just
off.
intrusive, and they're always, even if it's like people I like Will Ferrell, like knocking on the glass of my computer. Hey, click on this. Fuck you, Will. You make me laugh, but right now you're just making me angry.
Yeah.
Like the other thing I did was you don't have to go away and then get an email, that sort of confirmation email thing, which is just another security step.
Yeah.
But how many fucking people, like when I first sold a CD and DVD on my website years ago, and then somebody would email me the money through PayPal. And once in a while, somebody would write and go, hey, I put the money in, but I didn't get the thing. I didn't get a confirmation. And I'd be like, how do I figure this out? I'd call PayPal, and I was on phone with PayPal for like 10 minutes. And then I was like, why am I doing this? Just send it.
Send it.
Just fucking send it. A woman wrote me on my email about a month before the Beacon show. And she said, my husband is a huge fan, and I wanted to get him this for his birthday. And she gave me a list of problems they've been having, economic problems. And I never answer that kind of stuff because it's like, come fucking pay the money and see my show.
Yeah.
But I don't know, something about this email is like, I'm sitting here, I'm taking a shit. She wants 2 tickets. It's not that hard. And I just forwarded it to my agent and said, give her 2. I said, give her 2 comps just for whatever she wants, whatever show she wants to go to. Nothing. No, thank you.
No, really?
She got the tickets and was like, yeah, those are that's right. That's how you get your tickets.
Fucking thing. It's bad enough. They ask us to, and we talked about this on the podcast. They ask us to do benefits. Okay, you'll do a benefit. You do your time. But then they'll call you and go, can you put it on Twitter? Can you put it on Facebook? Can you do it? Now I'm not only doing a benefit, I'm your fucking promoter, okay? And then you do the fucking benefit, and you don't get a thank you. Finally, we got one 6 weeks later, or four weeks later. I was out of my fucking mind.
Well, they're a little busy trying to help the fucking African
sick people,
dying people.
Sorry, Rich. I'm trying to feed this kid with no mouth.
We're trying to find lips for this kid, and you want your thank you.
We haven't thanked Rich for his 15 minutes between Robert Wall and fucking Caroline Ray. To thank.
The audience would be thanking me for that.
Yes.
Their kid is not going to see the age 5, but you need your thank you.
Jesus. It's a benefit. But a benefit, when I do a benefit, it costs us at least
$200. Of course. Oh, no.
Babysitter. Listen.
I know it does, but you're doing it for
Oh, my God. He's got no.
You're doing it for the thing, for the people.
Thank you?
Rich, a thank you would be nice, but most people understand that there's other things
when
going
people don't
on.
Thank you. I have a big affinity for Rich Voss.
Who doesn't?
Important person.
Why?
You know what? When I was getting divorced, he was really nice to me.
That's all it takes. Nice.
Yeah, I came to this show back when it was in another
We were
building.
nice to you.
No, you guys
No,
were
you're not.
nice.
You're not.
Of course you were. I came into this show in like a stunned state of I was just fucking depressed.
Yeah.
And there's fucking dumb Rich Voss, and he says something to me like, if you ever want to talk about what's going on with you, I'll talk to you about it. And I was like, why would I want to talk to you? And you wear a gold Rolex and you don't have any money.
I got a silver one too.
So he sits next to me on the couch and he goes, "Hey, when I got divorced, I had 2 kids, 2 little girls, and
And he described my life exactly. And he gave me said 3 or 4 things that were so important, just practical. When you're in a fucked up place like that, all the nice things people say are just insulting. Like, hey man, you'll be okay. Fuck you, no, I
get
won't.
Through it.
The point is, no, I won't, you asshole. The only thing that means anything is practical advice. Is like, hey, here's something that I've been there, and here's something that makes it easier.
What did he say?
And he did say
it doesn't matter.
Well, he said, it's interesting. It matters. Maybe it'll help someone else out there.
He said, I'm going to cheat on Bonnie all the time. He said to me that he is he's 2 things that were important to me. First, he said that his biggest goal was to maintain a good relationship with his ex. Like that it was really important to him to do whatever it took to stay amicable with her. And he said, now Bonnie and I have a baby, and she babysits tonight so I can have a date night. That's how that paid off, and that his 2 girls are now grown, and that they share them, and that they feel good between their 2 parents. So that's what he said. This is like, it's hard, but if you do it, here's what can happen. Like, there's a fucking future.
Rich, who told you this?
Yeah, this was amazing. I'm sitting there, and then I said, and then I'm asking questions. I'm like, I had been divorced for a while, and I said I dated for a bit, and I didn't want to anymore. Like, I didn't want to keep going out and trying to get laid. I didn't like that part of it. Like, I just didn't, I was like, had a lot going on. And I said, but that feels like I'm worried that I'm like reclusing myself and he said, fuck getting laid. You got a career and you got 2 kids. For right now, that can be enough. Like, he gave me, it said it's okay not to get laid sometimes. As a man, you feel like you got to get pussy wherever it's available. But sometimes it's okay to take a breath and actually just be a father and a professional, whatever you are. And it left me off the hook. This shit meant a lot to me.
Wow.
Wow,
and
look at that
I sit here and I will insult him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what comics
people's entertainment. But no, I'm grateful to Rich Voss. I got a lot of support from unusual places during that time.
When you get to